Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Here's University of Wisconsin, Madison. I am Weifeng from a microsurgery teacher here. And today we have a guest student, visiting student, Blaire. Yeah. So Blaire, yeah, introduce.
Hi,
Yeah.
my name is Blaire. I'm a fourth year medical student from George Washington Medical School, visiting University of Wisconsin for a month to do a rotation in plastic surgery. Super excited to learn about microsurgery.
Yes, yeah. So every medical student, when they rotate to our division, and then we practice for one session to set up some foundation for them to move forward. We will talk about today. We will talk about the microscope, the instrument, and suture, and then practice some basic skill so they can have some foundation to move forward. Okay. So let's use this one first. Okay. Yeah. Now let's talk about the microscope first. So the microscope is our best friend, and also our best toy, expensive toy. So this old microscope is a little bit special. It's an old microscope. So to study is a little bit funny. When it says ready, and then you keep turning it, like you're turning start your car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the car is now it's good. We press start the old car. You need to turn your key. So, but it's the same. The microscope has three parts: eyepiece, objective lens, and then the foot control. So the first thing is to set up the microscope, the eyepiece to match our eyes. So match our eyes, there's three things. One is the interpupil distance. I think if you do basic science, you use microscope a lot. So the interpupil distance, when you match your eye, you can see one circle. If not, you may see like something sometimes like that. When it's too big, when it's too small, you will go narrow down. That's the interpupil distance. Most of the people knows that. And then the second thing is this angle. We have a good posture so we can looking straight, sitting straight, instead of something like that's not good. And here's one more very important thing in here. This one, see that's a plus and minus. So this plus and minus is to change the diopter of the lens. Like we turn here. Turn here didn't change anything. But turning here, you see like going to minor. Now this lens become nearsighted glasses. When it turns to this plus side, it become a reading glasses for your grandpa. So what does it mean is if your eye already correct by your glasses, make sure put it here. If you put it here, that means you wearing your grandpa's glasses to do microsurgery. That's no way you can see clear. Okay. Like for me, I have some nearsighted, but I never wear glasses, so I need to put it here. My eyes almost like 1.5, so I put it here. So this way can correct my eye by the lens. This way I can see the same focus level of you. So like for example, if I didn't correct my eye by the lens or by wearing the glasses, when I adjust the microscope, when I can see clear, you cannot see clear because there's a difference.
Right.
Yeah. So that's the problem. And so when you go to the OR, first thing, make sure this one, put it in the neutral position. And in another situation is when you go to the OR, your teacher is doing micro, and that means he can see clear. And then you set up everything, and then, oh, I cannot see clear. It's still blurry. And then you can turn this one. No matter to each side, kind of you make a prescription glasses for you right away in OR to correct the difference of between your teacher. Because sometimes the microscope may not right, and maybe your teacher didn't put it back to the neutral position to match his eye at the beginning when he just started. Maybe one more thing, like for me, is if I work with you, my eye in the morning is better. In the afternoon, my eye is getting worse. So I still put it here. I thought my eye is in this degree at that time, but actually it's not. So I may see clear, you cannot see clear.
Oh, okay.
Now I know that changed as a 40, this age 45. I mean, some of the teacher maybe 50, their eyes starting to change. And morning and afternoon is different also. So now I always let a resident or student, they make sure they can see clear, and then I adjust to the kind of, I don't know what, maybe here and there a little bit difference every time, so I can see clear at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, because my eyes, I don't know, I haven't seen an eye doctor for 10 years. And I slowly getting a little bit farsighted or nearsighted combined. Because recently,
I think that's blind.
yeah, I start to realize is when in a grand round or in a lab meeting, I realize, oh, my eyes getting better because I can see the screen sitting far away. I can see clear. A few years ago, I cannot see so clear. And then later, I keep telling my son, don't put things too close to my eye. I need to put it further. I know my eyes getting some nearsighted and farsighted combined things. Okay, so that's the eyepiece. Okay, now you sit down.
Okay. Okay, so then if I don't need to have my glasses, because these are outdated.
Oh, so for the how many degree off do you have?
Like negative 3.3. Negative 3.
Okay.
Negative 3. Yeah. I think.
Okay. So like when it depends on, like, if you remove your glasses, can you see the things outside?
Yes.
Like if you still can find a needle holder, that's
Yeah.
fine.
I think so.
Yeah.
Does it make a difference?
Yeah. The principle of that is kind of when the textbook says 150, but I don't know exactly 150 or 1.5 how the eyes see things. He said 1.5 is kind of, you still can see the instrument when you move out from the microscope.
So.
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's it. That's the principle. You wear glasses or not. You should not or should wear. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe hold on. Can I still see if adjusting without the glasses?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first thing, change the diameter. No worry, just think about this is your toy.
Am I supposed to see one circle?
Yeah.
Oh.
If you know your number, that's easier. If you, I know my number is like 68 or 69.
Okay, well I should memorize my number for now. Okay, I think I'm almost getting there. Oh, okay, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see one circle.
Okay, good. Now here's the numbers, kind of like 62.
So I'm 62.
Yeah, 62. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so now we can Okay, now you step now here. What's the number?
0.4.
Yeah, 0.4 here. 10, that's a 10 times. So now the whole multiplication of this setup now is 10 multiplied 0.4, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so you step on the zoom.
This one?
On the left.
This one, yeah.
Left. Yeah.
Okay, step.
Yeah. Yeah. Step, keep going. Yeah, keep going. Don't release it. Let's go all the way up to. Keep going. Yeah, so this microscope can go up to 24 times magnification.
Okay.
And then you can see the field is a little down a lot already. Yeah.
So the other side is, how do you go down?
Yeah, just step on the other side, like the seesaw paddles like that. Right?
Oh.
You can use your heel. It's easier to use your
Oh.
heel. My friend in Japan, they know as the professor allowed to barefoot. Barefoot. Only the professor. And now, how far our eyes should stay away from the lens? Here, like the lights from here and then project after they enter the lens and then project to here. It's become a cone. So now you stand up.
Okay.
You stand up and then look at here. See that?
Yeah.
So this is the sharpest point. When I move further and then become blur and bigger. Also in this one, it's also blur and bigger. So we want all the lights enter our pupil. So our eye should kind of stay almost like 1 inch or 2 centimeters away from there.
Okay.
Yeah. So at the beginning, I don't know. When I tried to see clear, I was so silly, just try to lean my eyes on the lens.
Yeah.
Making that there's a circle on my eye. But later I know we should stay away from there to allow all the lights enter our eye.
Right, then maybe I need to change this. Because you need to see one circle when you're 1 inch away, right? No?
Yeah. We may not have to stay really kind of fix our eye there. Sometimes I move in and out a little bit. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So is this like a good distance?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can move a little bit closer. It's also good. Now I want you to try this one. So sometimes the student, it's hard for them to make sense of, do I see one field? So I will do this. Okay, now you stay a little bit away from the lens, and then your eye keep looking on the. Do you see 2 light spots in the lens?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I want you to move your head slowly close to the microscope and tell me what happened. Okay, keep going.
It's getting, wait, this one's moving.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. So what happened?
The circles are coming together.
Yeah, so the circle kind of getting together, become one circle. Okay, that's I slowly this method is really a good method for some students. They don't have they have problem or have struggle in finding one circle. So this is a process of just seeing 2 wheels become 1 wheel.
Okay.
So like in the pupil distance, sometimes what's that? But actually, in the pupil distance is for us is we want the lens match in the pupil distance so we can see 1 circle. So by this process, you can understand that's what we want. Okay. Now, oh, good. Yeah, we can see. I can see pretty clear. Are you in good focus now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will give you a paper, write down something. Now tell me the magnification here. Yeah.
0.4.
Okay. 0.4 now is 4 times magnification. So how many centimeter can we see? Kind of that's the diameter of the field. Mm.
60.
Yeah, 60 millimeter. Yeah. So you can write down like 4 times and then 60. Yeah, and let's take a look at the depth. So if we want to do microsurgery, we want to stay in very clear depths, like about here, right? It's about 15. The depth. Okay, now you step on the zoom in, and then let's zoom in all the way and see the change. You can keep looking in the microscope and see what happens.
It's getting bigger.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going until all the way to the. Okay, now it's 24. So we lose our focus. So we need to reset the microscope.
Right.
So to reset the microscope, there's 2 ways. One is we can press on the focus button for a very fine adjust. When it's totally out of focus, we move the whole microscope for a rough focus first. Okay. So this one, okay, you can move the microscope. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, move the microscope.
Okay.
Yeah. You can go up and down and see literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's better. Okay, and then you step on the focus on your left foot or right foot.
Right foot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the step.
Like the circle button or the.
Yeah, the flap.
Okay.
Flap.
It's getting blurry.
Go back.
Okay. Just keep pressing it.
Oh, go back.
Oh,
to
go
the
back.
other one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, almost.
Or.
No, another way.
Oh.
And then go the other way. Yeah. Just try. Just pray. Okay, perfect. On my side, it's perfect.
2.
Okay, so now this is 10th. Now the field is become like 10th millimeter at 24 times. Okay, right there. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at the depth. Now the depth is only how many millimeter?
5, 6.
Yeah, when we want to be very sharp, imaging is kind of only.
Oh, that's 3.
Yeah, only 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
3. Yeah. Okay, right down. The depth is 3 at 24 times. Okay, now here I want you to think about as a space or box. When it at 4 times, this space is like 6 centimeter wide and 3 millimeter high, or 1.5 millimeter high. That's the space we can do microsurgery. Because you can see clear inside, but outside you cannot see clear. And then when we go to 24 times, that space becomes like so small, 1 centimeter wide, and then only 2 millimeter high. That's the tiny space we can do micro in there. Because outside of there, we cannot see clear. So when we have to do surgery in so small, tiny space, it's really hard. Our eye muscle need to constrain a lot to kind of focus and see it. And also our hand need a lot of skill to stabilize our hand. Even sometimes the position from the digital finger, digital artery, it will feel kind of causes some trouble. So in the microsurgery, the principle is go to the lowest power we can see clear and comfortable, instead of go to higher power to see things bigger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because when we see bigger, it's easier for our eye and our hand. Okay, now zoom in the microscope again. Zoom out all the way.
zoom out.
Yeah, zoom out all the way. The reflection is so strong. Okay, and then you can see clear, and then zoom in the microscope again. Yeah.
All the way.
Oh, this time let's focus. We'll step on the focus here quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is creepy.
Okay, now it's good. You can try adjust it a little bit to see, but find a perfect.
Do you make it smaller?
You try. Nothing about you are a server, just play. It doesn't matter.
You said you want the smallest power possible.
Okay, now let me go. Now I want you to zoom in all the way to 24 times and set up. And we focus on that.
Okay.
And then step on the focus to adjust.
I think it is focused.
Okay.
No?
No, it's fine. Because I want to make sure you can see clear. I am very good focus.
I think it's clear.
Yeah. Okay, and then zoom out the microscope again.
Zoom out.
Yeah. Yeah, keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
That's it.
So, and then zoom in the microscope. I want you to feel that. Okay, zoom in the microscope. Don't step the focus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Zoom in. Okay, okay.
Zoom in. Zoom in. Yeah. Yeah, keep going. All the way. Yeah, keep going.
I think this is good.
Yeah. So the reason I want you to try this one is because remember when we zoom in the microscope at the beginning, the microscope lose focus, and then we set up the microscope, right?
Yeah.
And then just now when we zoom in all the way, and then we set up the microscope and make it focus, and then we try to zoom out all the way. Remember, we still can see clear, right? When we zoom out, and then we zoom in the microscope, we still can see it clear. We didn't lose focus at the second time after we focus. So what caused the difference? At the beginning, we zoom in and then we lose focus. At the second time, we zoom in and zoom out, we all microscopes and stay focused.
Maybe your eyes are adapting. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so that's what happened to me. The eye adapting. Yeah, the eye adapting need to take some time, so about 1 month. Now I want to talk about is the depth. But remember the depth here? At the beginning, the 4 times, the depth is like 15 centimeters. And then when we can see the ruler clear, that means the ruler may be in here, maybe in here, maybe in here, right? And then when we zoom in all the way to 24 times, the depth becomes 2 millimeters.
Right.
So if the ruler is not happen, we didn't get so lucky, stay in the right, within this 2 millimeters, it will fall out of the focus.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
That's why at the beginning, when we zoom in to 24 times, we lose focus.
Okay.
And then we set up the microscope, and when we can see clear, the ruler is here. And then we zoom out the microscope again, and then we're getting a bigger depth. then the bigger depth is definitely including this small depth inside.
Okay.
That's why at the second time, after we zoom in, we set up the microscope in the higher power, higher magnification, we can stay in focus no matter we zoom in and zoom out. Yeah, so that's the things I want to talk about the depth. The depth and the real practice how we use the depth. So in the OR, when we doing a microsurgery, like for example, like a finger, we may use 6 to repair the nerve, we use 8 to repair the fifth artery, maybe go to 10 to repair the vein. So we change the magnification. But we don't want to set up the microscope again and again.
Right.
So we want to get the microscope to parfocal. So the microscope guy told me that's parfocal. Parfocal means the microscope they can share the focus distance, this focus point in all the magnification. So go to this one. So this way to achieve this status of the microscope is to set up the microscope in the higher power. We may not need to go all the way like some now the microscope in the OR may go to 30. Like we working on a DIEP, we may not just go up to 30 to set up the microscope.
Right.
We may set up the microscope like at 10 because usually we may use 4 or 6. So we set up the microscope in a higher power so to achieve this status of the microscope. It's more convenient. Yeah, okay. That's all the things I want to share with you about the microscope. Anything? Any question?
Nope.
No? Okay. Okay, let's move on for the instrument. So the instrument, now you can see there's a lot of instrument here, a lot of instrument there. So microsurgery, there's only 4 instruments. Needle holder,
Okay.
Caesar, forceps, and dilator. If you have these 4 instruments, that's good for most of the microsurgery.
So which one's a needle holder? This is needle holder.
Yeah. This is
Scissor.
Caesar. Caesar. Forceps. This is forceps. Right. You can take a picture if you want. Yeah. So this one. Yeah, really, wireless is good. We don't have wireless. Everything, there's so many wire. Everything. Okay, so, tell me what is the difference you see?
The needle drivers shape.
Yeah, color.
Color's different.
Yeah.
I feel like the shape was different too. This one's like more flat. This one is like skinnier.
Yeah, skinny.
I think that's it.
Yeah, a handle.
Oh,
And this is a flat handle,
okay.
round handle. And this one has a, let's see, has a lock. You can go under the microscope and see how the mechanism of the lock. Yeah, you zoom out the microscope and take a look how the lock, work, how the mechanism of the lock. Zoom out the microscope.
Okay.
Zoom all the way. Okay, now you can try to lock the instrument.
Lock the instrument?
Yeah, lock the needle. The lock. See that?
Oh.
So that's the lock needle holder. Lock needle holder sometimes good thing is you can like hold in the suture holding the needle, and then you can lock the needle holder, and then you won't use the needle. Like a regular needle holder, hold it here, and then you lock it. Then you can put it on the side. Or sometimes in a really like a super microsurgery, if you want to focus on stitching, so you can lock it, so you don't have to apply force to holding the needle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But most of the time, I don't like the locked needle holder because once you lock it, you have to unlock it. That's the problem. You cannot use it freely like this no lock without a lock.
Yeah.
So this flat handle, you can hold it kind of feeling more steady. And the round handle has some good features. You can rotate easier. And this one, like at the beginning, I thought it's personal preference. Like Dr. Paul, he liked flat handle, so he retired the round handle instrument to that. And I like the round handle a little bit more. At the beginning, I thought it's personal preference, but later I realized it's because there's different surgery we do. Like Dr. Paul, he do a lot of DIEP, and DIEP is a big piece of fat tissue, right? And when your glove is getting really greasy and sticky, you would like to use a flat handle needle holder, so it's easier to do. But for a hand surgeon, most of the time our hand is just a bloody glove, so it doesn't matter round handle or flat handle.
Okay.
And the round handle can get some good features, returning it easier. So that's why I prefer the round handle. And the most different of the things is the tips of the instrument. I take a look up here. When you see this instrument, is the standard brass reconstructive microsurgery. When it says standard, it's kind of mostly pointing to the tip is 43 millimeter. See that? 0.3. And this one is a special needle holder. The tip is 0.3, but you can see there's a needle holder and scissor combined. So behind the needle holder, that's the scissor.
Oh, those are like Olsen.
Yeah.
Olsen scissors or something.
Yeah, the needle holder.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you can cut. So I bought this needle holder is because when I was doing a kidney transplant, the protocol require we finish the warm ischemic time within 30 minutes.
Oh.
So I need to finish the osmosis by that time. But the microscope in the Loden facility is only one person, so I don't have an assistant. So I try to very good setup, but when I'm doing the stitching, after I finish the needle, tie a knot, and then I need to put down, and then I pick up a scissor, and then cut the suture, and then put it down, and then pick up a needle holder, and then start next time. Making me always like 30 to 33 minutes. And then I know there's a needle holder like that way. So I don't need to put down my needle holder to pick up a scissor. And that could save me like about 5 minutes. Beat the requirement, I can finish the kidney transplant like 28 minutes. But sometimes it's dangerous because sometimes when I try to pick up the needle, actually the scissor get into the suture get into the scissor, and then I cut the suture. Especially when I was doing a running stitching. That's a problem. So later I realized I should always close the needle holder when I try to find a needle.
Okay.
I learned a lot of lessons. That making me better. And this one, Rainbow said it's now it's kind of standard for the super microsurgery. Super microsurgery now is usually talking about lymphedema reconstruction, like doing the LVA. LVA, the vessel is kind of like 0.8 to 0.3. So we want a smaller, finer needle holder to pick up an 11-0 suture.
Right.
Yeah, the problem now, this one is, the design is not like the tip is 0.3, but you can see he making like this one is very thin. It's the different concept of the 0.1. Yeah, so that's the difference and all kinds of the needle holder. Here I want you to learn something information here is SNT is common. This C is the curve. 14 is the length of the needle. Curved needle holder. Sometimes you may see a straight needle holder, but most of the time we use curved needle holder so we can handle holding the needle in a more convenient way to stitching. Okay, that's the needle holder. Yeah, try. Yeah, and holding it like holding a pen.
Oh, I like the other ones more.
Yeah, try everything. You may not. You may
I
not.
agree with you. I think I like the other one.
The right handle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, try. You may not have all this kind of needle holder at the same time.
Well, this is real convenient. I wish I had this.
Yeah, and then the finance is more expensive. All the money is paid for the tip of the needle holder. The rainbow set now they charge 1,005. Rainbow needle holder.
Really? How much are these ones?
This one is about like 400.
Why is the rainbow blue expensive?
Finer, the tip is finer. See here some information about show you this. Round handle, curved needle holder, 0.01, 0.1 tip. Yeah, this is made in Japan.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah.
When we pick up like the very small short needle, like the super, like on the 11-0 suture, we want a finer tip. We don't want a big needle holder to pick up because it will occupy one segment of the needle. Okay, now let's talk about the scissor. Scissor like this one is when we talk about like plastic surgery. This is a standard set.
Okay.
Standard set is kind, you can see it's bigger, and I would like to say here is the 2 centimeter of the blade is 2 centimeter. Hit the joint, and this is a little bit smaller, so it's good for the hand surgery. We focus on the distal, so it's about this is about like 1.5. When it's going to smaller, superfine, the blades even going to smaller and finer, and the specific name of the flat or the straight scissor and curved scissor. So I think about when we're doing the dissection, we use a curved scissor, even in a regular dissection. And straight scissor mostly we just use to cut something straight. So here, yeah, come on, let me see here. So there's see the SDC, right? So S is the scissor, D is dissection, curve 15 centimeter long. So the curved scissor for dissection, and then here's the straight scissor. Scissor, this A is adventitia, straight, 15 centimeter long. So when we talk about the adventitia, but most of the time in the textbook, when we prepare a vessel, we need to trim off some adventitia away to prevent it going to the lumen. Because the adventitia is considered as the external tissue, when it goes to lumen, it becomes a very super strong, potent coagulation factor 3. So we don't want adventitia get into the lumen. That's why we need to trim it off.
Okay.
Why we trim it, like we send millimeter away from that.
Oh, yeah.
So the textbook, the picture from the textbook is you can pull all the adventitia away and then cut it. That's too good to be true. But I mean, and that's why the reason of they name a straight scissor as an adventitia scissor, because they thought they can cut like this way. But most of the time, if the vessel you can pull all the adventitia like this one, it's already degrowth. It's already a bad vessel. We need to cut this one away.
Right.
So usually we still use a curved scissor to dissect the adventitia a little bit to clean the adventitia. So, but now we understand why they name it. Maybe it's because the history of many years ago when they developed the instrument, they use that in that way. Okay, now here's another scissor. I want you to read the numbers. Like, what's that?
SDC
Yeah.
15R812.
Yeah, so this is very complex information there, but it's very straightforward. So I'll tell you one thing you can remember forever. Scissor is dissection.
Sure.
C is the curved scissor.
Okay.
Yeah. And then 15 centimeter long. It's a round handle. The handle is 8 millimeter the diameter. F
Okay.
is this is a 5-blade scissor. It's not like a big blade, 2 millimeter blade, 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter blade. This 5-blade, the blade is 12 millimeter long. So some of the instruments they really cannot label it in a very, see, 12 millimeter long of the blade. So some of the company they label the information very well. Some of they just skip it. Okay, that's the scissor. Now this is all the forceps. If you want to take a picture, you can take a picture. Yeah, so the forceps is like this one is similar. This one is the angle forceps. This is the straight and then the long handle forceps.
Okay.
Long handle is the same like it's kind of you can turn and easier to do. But this forceps is really very well designed. And we can see the tip is kind of only touched by the tip. So this one can design very well, so we can pick up very accurately on where we want to pick it up.
Right.
And this one is the tip is fine, you can see. See, this tip is way smaller than this one.
Yeah.
So if you look at the number here, it's like here's the 0.05. So this is the finest forceps we have in the OR so far. So this one is the 0.3. So the regular one is 0.3. So when it goes to 0.05, it's kind of 1/6 of the regular standard one. So this rainbow one is for the super micro surgery. And right here, the information here is like JFAL. J is the jeweler forceps angle, long forceps. 3 is the 0.3 tip. For at the beginning microsurgery we don't have instruments, so we follow the forceps from the jeweler company. So that's why we still name the forceps as the jeweler forceps like here. JF jeweler forceps.
Okay.
This is 5-inch. The ASSI is a common mistake. Yeah, try. Usually we use right hand holding a scissor or holding a needle holder,
Oh.
and then our left hand holding the forceps to helping us. Or if you are the assistant, most of the time you may holding two instruments to help. When it's going to cut, you pick up a scissor to cut. When you feel you drink too much coffee or you're feeling tired and then your hand is a lot shaky, you can use your other hand to support your scissor so you can cut very stable. It's a stable pen. And then this is the last fourth instrument. So this is the dilator. Yeah, dilator. You can see the tip of the it's different from the forceps.
Right.
So the dilator, they make the tip very smooth and like a taper tip. So when we cut the vessel and then we trim the vessel and then the vessel exposed to the room temperature, the smooth muscle will kind of want to constrict and that's develop some spasm. And before we do anesthesis, we would like to put the forceps inside to make it go back to the normal size, or making it going to bigger, so we can reduce the discrepancy when there's different size of the receiving vessel and donor vessel.
Okay.
And one more thing about that is like here, the forceps, the dilator can touch one segment on the tip. That makes it easier to catch a suture. Nothing about this forceps, if we want to use the forceps to pick up a suture, we need to pick up right at the tip, right? Sometimes it's not so easy. So when we're doing the anesthesis, most of the time you can see the teacher, they would like to use a dilator.
Okay.
Or there's some special forceps, they have a platform. They have a platform on the tip here. And that platform is designed to pick up the suture in here. Have that platform, forceps there. Okay, that's 4 instruments. And then other than that, you may see a coupler. Coupler has a coupler device. Coupler usually now is used on the way.
Yeah.
And it's faster, a little bit convenient comparing to stitching. But like a lot of time when you go out to other place to do surgery, most of the time you don't have coupler there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the coupler, it's expensive. Not every country can and patient can afford that.
Oh, this. Okay, the places I've been to, they have famous couples, so I just thought they were, just there.
Yeah, like in the US, inside US, like you go to Africa or you go to like other people, they go to Vietnam, they do surgery, they don't have.
Yeah, no, they don't have couples.
Because this one is kind of imported things. Like when it goes to the importer, insurance company may not provide the full cover of that. You have to pay for. Like when I was in China, they didn't cover part of the coupler. And then when we talked to the patient, would you like to use a coupler on the procedure? They will ask, what is the benefit of that? There's not much benefit.
Easier for the surgeon.
Easier for a surgeon, but the time is almost the same. The successful rate is almost the same, and then usually they don't want to pay extra money for that.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's talk about the suture. The suture, when you go to a well-established hospital, it doesn't matter. But if you go to the hospital, you are the first microsurgeon, and then the nurse asks you, okay, well, what suture do you like? Then you have to know what is the good suture.
Probably in 5.
Huh?
Probably in 5.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, what else do you know?
Bichrome, monochrome,
Yeah,
PDS,
yeah.
fast dot, acrylic dot, plain dot,
Uh,
silk suture.
you know more than I know.
I think that's it. That's all I know.
Yeah. So when it goes to the microsurgery, you can write down like AO 1090, AO 9010, 1112.
You know, I try to suture with 5.
Mm.
It breaks even with 5.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, this is really hard. I don't know why it's breaking, but it's because it's,
yeah.
very
Sometimes
thin.
when we tie a knot, 30 you will break the 30. It's totally normal
5
at the
is,
beginning.
it breaks.
Yeah. Yeah, so in plastic surgery, we use AO. Most of the time, we use AO, 90, 10, 11, and when it goes to super microsurgery, we use 12. The number bigger, the smaller the suture. So usually when the vessel is like 3 millimeter above, we use AO. 2 to 3, the diameter we use 90. When it goes to 1 to 2, we use
Vessel
10.
Wait, vessel diameter,
Yeah.
3 millimeter.
AO.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 to 3, we use 90.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then 1 to 2, we use 10. Some millimeter, 1 millimeter, less than 1 millimeter, we use 11.
And what about 12?
I go to half millimeter, you use 12. That's when it goes to super microsurgery. When it goes to 0.5,
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference if you use 12 and 11. Because 12 the needle is shorter, the suture is also smaller. The problem I realized at the beginning I don't know, but later I realized is the suture. They didn't make the company, they didn't make the right suture. Like this is AO. So here's some information I wanted to know is like AO. This is a suture information 0.4. The 90 is like going to yes 0.3. And 11 is going to 0.1. This is the size of the suture. A 10 is 0.2. So it's kind of 0.4, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. And then the 12 is go to 0.01.
Oh, okay.
The 12 is kind of suddenly go way smaller than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the suture. And this is length of the suture at 13. 13 is good for the microsurgery. We don't want to go all the way long. We hate long suture. And this one is 60 centimeter. It's AO. So this AO is designed for the cardiovascular surgery. Cardiovascular surgery is they still hand ties not by hand.
Yeah.
Using an AO. But we in plastic surgery, we don't like that so long suture. They use double arm so they can run the suture from two sides and then tie a knot on the top. So the problem I meet is like here is the needle. The problem is the needle. So this is the needle information. PV is blood vessel.
Okay.
130 micron. That's the diameter of the needle. 5 millimeter is the length of the needle. Taper or 3/8 is the 3/8 circumference. We don't like half circumference of needle because we have to turn a lot.
Yeah.
And take a look at this needle in the same AO suture.
Mm-hmm.
Same 130 micron, but the needle length is 3.8 millimeter.
Right.
Very short. And taper, this is the same. So this is what happened when we was doing a femoral artery synthetic vessel transplant in Monkey.
Mm-hmm.
They asked us what suture do you guys like? And I told them, okay, AO. And then they buy an AO is this one. And then the femoral artery is big. The vessel is like 3 millimeter. This so short needle is really hard to work on a big vessel.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can even just pierce the vessel and then you barely can see the tip. And it's impossible to use one step to do the entry by and the exit by.
Right.
So we have to do a lot more steps during the anastomosis. But at the beginning, I thought this is all the AO is like this, but actually it's not. So I told them, okay, you donate this one to our teaching and buy something new. And this is the right. This one is more convenient for the big vessel. And then later, I discovered it's even more crazy. Is you can see this myo suture. Take a look at the needle. The needle is not this table. This is spatula needle. So like the table needle is considered as a traumatic needle because of round body.
Right.
You pull it through and then the suture will block the needle hole.
Right.
But this way you pierce the vessel and then you cause the trauma. Your suture may not be able to block that needle hole, and then will be force some leaking there. So the suture, the company, they don't care. They just okay, I have this needle, and then I have this suture, and then I mix, and then make everything a product.
Yeah.
So sometimes some of the product actually I think it's the wrong product like this one. We should not use a short needle to work on a big vessel. And this needle is should not use on the microsurgery.
Okay.
So this is the 11-0. So the 11-0 is more consistent. The 11-0 is the 50 micron. It's half size of the myo, like 100 micron.
Right.
And 3.8 millimeter long. The thing about 11-0 we use on the sub-millimeter vessel. That's the right length of the needle. And when the AO, we work on a 3 millimeter vessel, we use the same length of the needle of the 11-0 work on the 1 millimeter. That's totally didn't make sense, right? So when you go to your job, yeah, now you know what's the good size for.
Yeah.
For your surgery, instead of so hard and struggle for a while, and then to realize there's something, there's some problem there. Okay, now this is the 12-0. 12-0, let me see. Let's take a look at this one. Under the microscope, like this is AO. You can see the big needle.
Right.
Yeah, so this is a 12-0. So you can see the difference. This I think is the 11-0. 11-0 of that 3.8 needle. This is the 12-0, 2.5 millimeter long needle. So you can see the difference. Yeah, you can try to pick up the 12-0. And this is the 9-0. Yeah, one of the 9-0 we used last time. So you can compare. This 9-0 is a 5.1 meter.
It is bigger.
Yeah, bigger. Under the microscope, we can see the difference. But this is a 5.1. This is a 3.8. This is about I think it's 2 millimeter and a half. Suture. Let's see if it got magnetized.
Okay.
And this is even smaller needle, is a 2 millimeter needle. Let's take a look at that.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is the smallest needle in the US. See you see the needle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
50 micron of the diameter. Okay, yeah, try.
Oh, I dropped it the other way.
So small.
And how do you move this?
Yeah, so this is the smallest needle in the US, and you are holding the most expensive needle holder also. So keep it low, because when we go up, we will out of the depth.
Wait, where do you go?
It's finally to here. Yeah, that's fun.
How can you can't sew like that?
Okay, yeah, let's try Nile. Nile is easier.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna use the top. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So pick up the needle, pick up this needle, it's already not so easy. So
Oh,
we need to
geez.
stitch a 0.5 millimeter vessel. That's
Oh my
really
God,
hard.
this is a nightmare.
Mm. No, not nightmare. So much fun. You see. Okay, now we use a Nile, and this time we can practice. So any question about the suture and things, any question from your mind?
So how long does it take to actually get better? Like,
Get
is there
We might
like a
talk.
number of cases, for example? How many cases do you need to do to actually like? beat
Like
the weight?
usually, for the general practice, we have a data of our resident.
Mhm.
They can do micro in OR. The hour they spend in our lab is kind of 13 hour, 13 hours live 6 times from the lab practice, and then and 40, 49 hour.
So
Yeah.
like six.
Yeah, like
65.
6 times you practice 6 times with me one-on-one. Mostly you can already do micro, you know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but if you want to get really clear like
Like,
Katie or the lab PGY from 6,000, they spend like 40, more than 40 hours on that. But it's for what I see is just the muscle training. There's not much difference of
Okay.
the muscle training, like speaking and something. It's way easier comparing to like piano or instruments.
Have you seen the? Because I think I was reading about a microscope.
Mm.
It's a brand called
Mitaka.
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 Have you seen one in real life? Is there one here?
Mitaka, yeah, Mitaka, you know, yeah,
Oh wow.
yeah.
I heard it's very expensive too.
Yeah, their quality is really good. Okay, now this is a Nile. Okay, we take it out.
When you take it, what's the orientation that you take it?
Oh. Like we release the tail, everything not when everything no suture stuck in the sponge, and then we just take it out first. Take it out, and then when we take it out, we may turn and then follow the curve of the suture. Yeah, when we picking it, oh, that's magnetized. Magnetized is a big problem. But the instrument you're holding is the titanium instrument, so it won't get magnetized. That's good things. keep low, let them go up. Yeah, good. Yeah, so I share some tips for you. Like most of the time we get used to like pick up the needle and then try to pass the needle to other instrument and then try to adjust it. So when the needle and instrument are all rigid, it's hard to pass and adjust. So most of the time we handle holding the suture and let the needle dangling there and touch the surface so we can control the needle and then pick it up like that.
Okay.
So most stable way is we holding the needle like perpendicular to the needle holder. Sometimes we pivot a little bit. And then also there's different method of holding the needle, like this is a backhand type. Sometimes in some difficult situation we holding the needle holder like spear. One of my Japanese friend, he published a small paper named this method as uppercut. Uppercut like a boxing uppercut.
Oh, okay. First, try it with.
In the suture, a little bit longer so you can dangle it. Yeah, when you're holding the instrument, think about how you're holding a pen. That's the way you hold it. Yeah, touch the surface. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Okay, now you put a stitch here.
Oh,
that's still so the magnetizer is still here. We have a demagnetizer here. Sometimes it works, sometimes it didn't work. Yeah, okay, we put a stitch here. Let's see, try to tie it up. Then I will show you some tips. Okay, let go. Yeah. Because the forceps tip is really small, so it's hard to pick up the suture. It's a little holder. Now you can use your left hand to pull it out because now it's on the left side. And then our eye keep watching the short end. Yeah. And then tie a knot. Try to tie a knot.
well.
Okay, now let me share you some tips. So the microsurgery tying knots, like the general surgery, I think about the holding a needle holder and then force out the stitch and then take it out and then put down the instrument and holding the suture labeled on the needle holder and then tie knot.
Yeah.
So this is in general surgery, general practice. That's the only method of tying knots by instrument. But in the microsurgery, we translate the technique from the general practice, but we do a little bit different and use a different method to making it a little bit easier because under the microscope it's hard. So usually in here we teach 4 methods of tying knots. The first method is a treating method. Here when we pick up the needle, if we're still holding the needle holder like this way, before we close the needle, holder one arm already hit it away. So to avoid to pick up the needle easier, we turn the needle holder a little bit to match the curve. Then we turn and pick it out. Now the needle holder, the needle is on our left side. If we still use the right hand go to the left, it's not convenient. And so we use our left hand. We want the suture go straight past the vessel. We don't want to go this way. I think about if we go this way, if there's something stuck the tail, the suture will tear the edge of the vessel. So we want here go straight. Sometimes we release the tail, and sometimes we release this side. So I keep watching the short end until it's really short to like 5, 6 millimeter.
Okay.
And then there's two the different method of tying knots. Is one method is the regular, the traditional knot tying method. Holding the suture by our left hand, we root on the needle holder. So we bring it back. Then we bring it here. We want to make roots very close to short end. Then we bring here. There's already a root. See? And we make 2 roots for suture knot. So we need to, in order to tie a flat knot, we need to close the instrument. We don't like the close we don't like tying knots like this way. See, if we tie knots this way, as we pulling the string, the knot actually is twist.
Right.
So if we twist, that will cause the tissue, the vessel edge inside the knot, inside the suture, inside the knot is twist, making the edge of the anastomosis not so smooth. So we want to tie a flat knot. Don't want it twist. Then the second knot just keep coming. This is the trade. This is a very. So we want to tie a square knot. So we go to a different direction. And the third knot is again. So this is one of the method we translate directly from the general practice. It's everything the same. Okay, now you try a little bit. And keep low. Yeah, don't waste. Yeah, at the beginning, we feel it's difficult. It's because the muscle in our hand and forearm, they never work together to do this motion.
It's too short.
Yeah.
There. And then
It's the long end or the long end. And the long end should like 3 times, 2.5 to 3 times of the short end. This way. Or this. What's that for this way? What's that go? Yeah. Right.
this way?
Yeah. Now it's flat.
Okay.
Yeah, make it going. Now you feel tight, cross the instrument is not easy under the microscope and not comfortable. Yeah. This one is good. It's not just left to right, no problem.
So like this?
Yeah. Okay. One more now. Usually 3 knots is good enough for a microsurgery. Yeah, one loop is good. The first knob you do 2 loop, 1 loop. After that, just 1 loop. Usually we set like 2.5 to 3 times of the short band. That's most very convenient and long enough to make 1 or 2 loops. Maybe go up a little bit so we can have a perfect that. Is that better? Yeah, keep low, don't go up. Go up. Yeah, yeah, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your first knob. Okay. Now the second method is our training method. So you feel like actually in the training I see we don't want to think. Because when we struggle how to pull the suture, which way we should go, and then making it is hard and don't have fun. And it's not good for the beginner at a P2I1. So here are some tips I want to share with you. Remember two things. One, when we go the suture, just go pull it all the way out by one hand.
Just all the way out.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you come out to see my hand.
yeah.
I just rotate my hand and then I can go.
Okay.
This, remember the suture, 13 centimeter long. So this is the longest way we have to move our hand. So I just turn my hand, rotate my hand. So you don't even need to raise our arm because, and also try to avoid that because when we raise our arm, that's the bicep. The bicep don't want to do my bicep is lifting weights and lifting kids. So the training method is we pull the suture out and then two things I want you to remember is bring it back to in front of you. Before I put down the suture, I go back to in front of me and then I start by needle holder to hold the suture. And the length is like 2.5 to 3 times of the strap end. That's a good length of you make 2 loop, and we don't have to pull far to out of the field. So this way, see, I don't need to cross our instrument to tie out, not flat, right? So it's a good knot. I didn't cross the instrument. This is a good advantage. So when we tie the knot in the real practice, the first knot we may adjust the suture to make the edge match better. But when we have to cross our instrument, we don't have any capacity to adjust the suture. And then the second knot just switch to your another hand, because if we don't switch the switch hand, this knot, in order to tie a square knot, we cannot go just left to right. We have to cross it, right? Okay. So to avoid that not comfortable way, we switch this hand, and then by switching the hand, we cross the suture. So the second knot just pulling it left to right.
What do you mean cross the hand? Like switch the hand, do you mean?
Switch to pass the suture to your other instrument.
Oh, okay.
I pass the suture to this one, to the forceps. So I can just keep going. All the knot is just left to right. I don't need to think how to cross. After I tie a knot, and then I go back in front of me and pass the suture.
Okay.
Yeah, just pass the suture. Pass the suture is to avoid cross the instrument. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
I pass the suture. If I didn't pass the suture, and then I have to cross the instrument to make a square knot.
Okay.
So this is a training method I I let the resident to practice. One thing is we train both our right hand and left hand to tie knots
Yeah.
instead of only able to use one hand.
Yeah.
And I don't realize it until I was teaching. When I go to a talk, the professor said, okay, and I just use the same method, holding the forceps and like holding the needle holder, and always use the needle holder to tie knots. And I realized, oh, I didn't do that way. I just use my left hand and right hand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
then
You
I
have to
realized-
use your. It's hard cutting sutures with your left hands too.
Yeah, and then I realized why I do that, and then I remember in one of the finger implantation, I see my teacher, he tie a knot and then pass the suture, and then I feel, oh, it's fun, and then I pick up that technique. I don't realize what was the advantage. I just feel it's fun, and then I practice that way, and then that makes actually both hands can tie knots. And that's a good feature, and then we don't need to think. Our brain is lazy. Our brain don't want to think. So this is a training method. So you can try this method. I just END fellow come in yesterday. He feel this is a really good thing. He said at the end of training, I asked him what kind of made you feel very helpful. This is the number one method, making his technique kind of become better just by this one.
So like this, and then.
Yeah, go back in front of you. Okay, let go.
Yeah. Like that.
Yeah, and then you pick up by the needle holder to hold the suture first. Okay, yeah, and then tie knot. We loop on the needle forceps. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay.
And then switch hand. Yeah. Okay. Before you put the suture down, switch hand by in front of you. Yeah.
Okay. Let me do that again.
And think about you just tie a knot. Yeah, hold it a little bit longer. Okay. Bring it back to in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah, and then pick up the suture by forceps. Forceps here.
Oh.
Yeah. Pass along it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, next point. Tie knot. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and then switch. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. When we switch needle holder, yeah, pick up suture like this way. Yeah. So this suture is in front of your needle holder. Okay.
Okay. And then.
We root on the forceps.
So like this.
Yeah.
No, it's this way.
Yeah. Yeah, when we root close the.
Maybe grab it closer, right? Oh, no,
No.
too close.
Yeah. Like hold on, now you see, still holding the suture, yeah, just holding the suture, yeah, yeah. Now you can see the suture is holding behind your needle holder, that's why you feel it's hard to make roots.
Oh, it has to be in front.
Yeah, so release the needle holder, pick up the suture. Yeah, okay. Now this suture is in front of your needle holder. This instrument is always in between these two sutures.
Okay.
Okay. Now we try. Yeah, close your needle forceps. Yeah. So this is yeah, a little bit longer as a memory. Right? go back to in front of you.
Oh, right.
Yeah, when you go back to in front of you, you will feel everything will go naturally into the right way.
I think it's just natural to you.
Yeah, holding it on the tip. Yeah, this one is a little bit not so far on the tip.
Is it this way? No, this way.
Uh, yeah, yeah, this way.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's switch.
Now, as we may make something wrong at the in one knot. So the the kind of the principle is when we go to pull this way, and then we just kind of we could cross the suture, and then after tie knots, and then go this second with this one.
Oh,
Yeah. So one tips I want you to know is when we loop very close to the short end. So if we loop here, and then we have to travel to
and
here
you're
to
gonna
pick
lose
it up.
more, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes we lose, and it's also time consuming. So when we loop, bring it very close to here. So we loop and then pick it up.
Okay.
That's why you see, oh, we're doing fast and feels looks easy. So go very close to it. So we loop and when we loop, we not just use one hand, we use two hands, and then make loops like that way. And when we make loops, didn't make loops here. See, I made loops right here. So in here, it's very good control of the suture. Make loops here is not less control. So we make loops is kind of very close. Two instruments very close. We make loops like that way. Like here, see? Right here. Yeah, this is what I'm doing is a very common way you see in OR. The teacher don't cross their instrument.
Yeah.
They just keep going.
And they seem very fast.
Yeah, the reason is that they what I will share you is kind of like here, like we cross the instrument, but actually no, they pull it up and down instead of cross. Up and down is also can compensate that angle, so we don't have to completely cross our instrument.
Okay.
So like this is up and left to right, and then the second one when we need to cross our instrument, no, they go up and down.
Okay.
Up and down is kind of almost can tie a flat knot.
Okay.
Okay. So when you're getting better, we can use this method. But the first knot we still want to.
You only bring it to yourself and you only switch hands for the first knot?
Only switch hand when we are beginner training.
Oh,
We want to train both our hands.
Okay.
And when you're getting even better, and then we like Western PDY. Actually, I teach them the first PDY 1. So we practice the airborne method. The airborne method is we control the short end, like we control it so it won't go away. So pick it out like that. Here we control it. Then the short end here, we control the short end by the needle holder. So we don't let go the short end. If we let go the short end, the short end will attach to the wet surface or tissue. It's pretty hard to pick up. Okay. Like here, we pick up, and then usually we pick up something like fibers there. So this method we control it, so we can pick it up very convenient. So this is the airborne method. So it's the third method we teach. So you can see sometimes we still lose the short end, and then there's the third method. Now this method we control 100% control, and that control both the short end and the long end. So this method you look slow, but actually it's more efficient in some difficult situation. Like when you don't have a assistant or your assistant is not trained in micro, or you're working in a deep cavity, and if you lose the short end, it's really hard to pick it up. So I use this method in that situation so I can control both of the long end and short end. So yeah, this is a method we haven't practiced yet. We said airborne second, but actually it's a little bit different. Okay, now the tying knots. Remember the knots is now it's your turn to try. I want you to practice the trading method, passing the suture, and practice both hands. And when you're getting better, we have a video on our YouTube channel, like the airborne method and other method. You can go watch it and practice.
Okay.
Yeah, touch the surface. Yeah, touch the surface. The spearhead. Spearhead.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Sometimes it flies away.
Did it fly? Are we just gonna have a needle in the middle of our bodies?
You know, I lose a needle on in a case, and then we just cannot find the needle.
So what happened?
And then the nurse, you know, the nurse won't let you go if you lose one. Try this one. You lose a needle. Yeah, I have a side document that kind of, if the needle is in the patient, inside the patient, it's my responsibility because we cannot find a needle.
So then what happened? Did the patient ever come back to you?
No, it's the patient, there's no needle inside the patient, we just cannot find a needle because that's a finger. We 100% there's no needle there. And later, you know, where's the needle? It's on my face mask. It fly to my face mask. We all looking down. That's an emergency case at night, and then we didn't look at each other until we finished the surgery.
Oh.
What's your next stop in the rotation?
University of South Florida, Tampa.
Oh, Tampa. Tampa is a good place.
Do you know what they're famous for?
The beach or the
No,
cosmetic?
the institution.
Cosmetic surgery?
Oh, really?
I believe Florida is all good at cosmetic surgery. When I was on the airplane, there's a lot of the journal or magazine is talking about the cosmetic surgeries in Miami or Florida.
And then after I'm going to Georgetown. So they are famous for extremity recon and lymphedema. Then later in Michigan.
Michigan is the Sternum.
So bring this to myself, right?
Yeah. The reason we bring it back to myself is I will show you something. If we didn't bring it back to you, and then we try to catch the suture, and then you see the suture is pointing this side, making it so hard to make roots, right? Or we may just go to pick up the suture, and then the suture is under our instrument. It's so hard to make roots. So when we bring it back to us, and then we pick up the suture, we naturally go to a very convenient way to make roots.
Okay.
So bring it back in front of you, And now use your forceps to catch the suture. This way. Yeah, and bring it very close to short end. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Okay, bring it back in front of you again. Pass the suture to the needle holder. Keep it a little bit straight. Yeah, this way a little bit straight. Now the suture is under your needle holder. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, turn your needle holder. Yeah, go back in front of you. Okay, yeah, pick up the suture. Yeah, when you make loops very close to the needle holder. Now the suture is still a little bit pointed on this way, so making it a little bit hard. Back in front of you, that's the suture. So here I want you to remember the second thing is 2.5 to 3 times of the short end. So the short end is the long end is a little bit, yeah, yeah. Back in front of you, touch the needle holder. Okay. Rest your hand on the table. Yeah, don't raise your hand. The thing about when we writing, our hands really rest on the table. Forceps is the suture is under your forceps. Let's think about how to do it. See, when the suture is in front of the forceps, making root is so easy. Here is a little
right.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, yeah, see if it's getting better. Sometimes we putting the needle holder down. To this way we pick up the suture easier because we put when the needle holder putting down it's a little bit convenient when we pick up suture.
Oh, because this is too short.
Okay, I come up. Like come out.
Right.
Yeah. Holding this one. I do micro is the same of writing. I think about writing Blaire using a needle holder to write your name. So this is the movement of moving the needle holder. That's the way of doing microsurgery. Instead of like, we didn't write name like this. We just see we use finger.
Okay.
We use finger. Like when we make loops, we use finger. Like instead of using our hand. So think about how you write, how use the writing method doing micro. Okay. And let me show you like when we holding the long end.
Yeah.
And then when we move, see? Now you can see my finger a little bit more. Like we doing loop is like just writing.
Mm.
Instead of kind of moving big, just most of the time, like the microsurgery, we just move like 2-3 millimeter, and just like think about how we write your name. I think now catch by a needle forceps, a needle holding. Okay. Yeah. Rest your hand on the table. Find a very comfortable way, like you're writing your name or signing a contract. Being a doctor now. Right, put that in front of you. Yeah. Starting by the needle holder. Now, because you're supposed to pull the suture this way,
Mm.
so the long end should use your needle holder because we want to pull the suture this way, right? Yeah, use the tip, use the needle holder, use the tip of the needle holder because all the money is paid for the tip. Okay, okay, go back in front of you, okay, toss up. Okay, and then oops. Nice. Yeah, they look very close to the shoulder. Up, yeah, keeping everything low. Yeah. Let's see, we're making progress now. Yeah. Any question?
No.
Mm.
So it was like this, and then it's supposed to go.
Yeah, now actually like one thing is like when we the instrument to make roots is always in between these two sutures.
Okay, so.
That's it's if we put a instrument here, it's behind two sutures. So that if we holding the making an instrument like here to make roots behind two sutures, we need to travel a lot to go pick up the suture. So always in between. The instrument make roots is always in between.
So. Am I supposed to be holding the suture with the needle holder right now, or the forceps?
Now I think the forceps is good. Yeah. Now the suture, there's a lot of memory there, so it's twist a lot. Let's cut the suture and then we start. Dangling the needle, holding the suture is easy. Okay, yeah, try this here. Yeah, because the first knot we already crossed, so the second knot we can just keep going. Don't need to cross the
Oh,
suture.
right. Okay. And now I
Yeah.
just split.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about how you write your name, moving the instrument like that, right? Yeah. Nice. Longer, like 2.5 to 3 times, holding the long end. So, 3 times of short end. Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think about if like for me, actually like when I was practice, we don't have really good the teacher don't have enough time to teach us. So they just demonstrate, okay, do it like this way and then we practice. And when we read books, we don't understand.
That's
We didn't
me
get
right
the
now.
we didn't get the point. When we talking about this and that, until we make the practice, make the mistake, and then we go back to, and then we become better. But actually, when I was getting better, I don't know what I changed until I teach. I teach, and then I see the Western they are struggling, and I don't know why at the beginning. And then I compare to what I am doing, and then I know that's the difference. Like how the way we holding the suture, the ratio of the long end and short end, and how we pick up the suture. That's all a small difference. When we don't have a teacher, we don't know what changed. We feel just, oh, I'm getting better now. But that's some small detail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, 2 hour, and then that's you pick up the needle, knot time method. That's pretty good.
I think that's good. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, when you have a chance, and then you can go to our YouTube channel. There's a lot of video. We teach different level of student. One thing is very interesting is when we're looking at our PGY 6. He just graduated and go to a fellow in Seattle, and we upload all his video from PGY 1 to PGY 6. PGY 6 he already like PGY 4. He already really able to do all the osmosis. And the PGY 1, he is kind of so nervous of Weifeng, is this the right way to hold in the suture? What should I hold in the suture? It's all kinds of like that very basic question. So everyone is start from there. Yeah, and I feel microsurgery just you have a good method and then you train, and it's everyone can learn. I teach my 7 years old daughter. After a while, she can do a little bit.
Wow. Thank you so much for spending the time. This is very helpful.
Yeah. Let's take a picture. And we finish. Yes, a very good selfie.
Okay. Let me.
I used to put a cell phone here. Yeah. And I realized yes, good. Is it good?
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Let's go to the camera and then start our training. 2 hours and yeah, almost that time. So you will live here on tomorrow or on Sunday?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So you fly to Florida?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Our studio is really very basic.
No.
We don't have professional ring lights and something. Okay, so everyone, thank you for coming to watch our training. Now we spend almost like maybe 2 hours, more than 2 hours, and yeah, usually we didn't feel that's 2 hours. It's kind of like just 1 hour, and the time is so fast. That means we really, Blaire and me, we really enjoy the
It was
practice.
really fun.
Yeah, and I see Blaire making a lot of progress. As a medical student now, we can tie knots. It's already a good improvement, good progress. I remember at the beginning, I feeling so hard just picking up the needle and adjust it to the right direction. So I practice at home, just pick up a needle until I feel, oh, I'm comfortable picking it up. Yeah. Yeah. So, Blaire, so share two things or one thing you feel is helpful for you in today's practice.
I think when you're practicing microsurgery, you look at your own movements in a very great detail. So the techniques that you learn in microsurgery, you can actually apply it to just regular suturing techniques, and I think that's really helpful because you're basically analyzing your little movements step by step in little detail, so you are actually noticing any kind of mistakes or any kind of steps that you can improve on. So I think that's a huge plus for just suturing in general.
Yeah.
And I think being patient. I'm not really patient. I think he noticed that I'm not patient. So microsurgery, very little movements, but you actually end up making big movements in the microscopes, under the microscope. So I think you learn to be patient, which is actually what you need in the OR. So
Sorry.
I think I got some great lessons here. Great teacher. He really analyzes what you do, and I think that's really important for teaching beginners. Often you look at YouTube videos or any videos that are posted by educational companies, and they really don't make sense because they don't teach you the little things that they do to actually become good at suturing. So if you actually, it's like a one-on-one tutor, if you have someone looking at what you're doing, it's really helpful because everybody makes mistakes in different steps. So you really need someone to actually look at you and tell you what you're doing wrong.
Yeah, I feel like one-on-one teaching is very efficient. So, and that's why we want to share how we teach and how we learn microsurgery, because it's really valuable that immediate feedback is very common, and a lot of things is very small details very common at the beginning. Everyone feels challenged. Just how to holding the suture and how to cross the hand and something. Yeah, and yeah, you are patient. You have good hands. And I feel microsurgery will go to very basic thing is the muscle training. So everyone, if you can train, if you can speak, if you can write, that you already demonstrate you can train your hand to do micro. Like for me, the microsurgery is kind of simulating to learning speaking a second language. Second language is sometimes hard. Like now, I still cannot make the strong R sound in like the American accent because my mouth, the muscle in my mouth and tongue, they never work together to make that sound. So that's the microsurgery. At the beginning, we feel difficult is the muscle in our hand and arm, they never work together. Now we're training them as a team to do micro, and slowly, our muscle can listen to us. Okay, yeah. Feel free to subscribe and share. If you want to do micro and want us to go to your hospital to teach a course, we go overseas. We bring microscope, suture instrument to Africa and Vietnam and some other countries to do microsurgery teaching. If you want us to teach you your colleague or your friends, reach out to us. We will show up in your hospital. Okay.